my methylene blue, I will take it first thing in the morning. I like that because it really lights up my brain. I also like it if it were to ever interfere with sleep because of kind of the brain stimulation it provides. I'm taking it first thing. And I also, about mid-morning, I usually get into my sauna. So I like the methylene blue to also be in my system. So then when I can get in the sauna, I get those enhanced benefits. Okay, so that's one. Then I'm going to go to my workout. So I make a concoction for my pre-workout. So I do combine our newest E3 and the essential aminos, as well as our creatine HMB. That is what I use, making sure I have it all. Yes, that is what I use as my pre-workout. A little variation here that you can do. E3 definitely before, because the caffeine in it, especially if you're working out in the earlier part of the day, the caffeine and the beta alanine in it just so great for the pre-workout. But you could also take these two after your workout, good combination. Because there also are essential aminos in the E3, but putting them both together does not mean you're getting too much of it. Again, each one has unique properties. The E3 has several added ingredients. The essential aminos, we always talk about that there's the arginine, citrulline, glutamine, all really great things for exercise. And this doesn't have to be taken for exercise. Okay, so there's that. Go to my workout, I come home, and it's time to eat. That's where I take our protein powder, mixed with our collagen peptides, super greens, and our beloved coffee. So together, I don't know if you can see them all, but these four make up my morning smoothie. I add in, of course, some fruit, a little avocado, stuff like that, so I can make it more of a meal. So now that I have food in my belly, now it's time to go and start to take my first round of the capsules. Okay, and basically it's our daily essentials pack. So I usually take 2 D3 because I like my levels higher. I will take 2 of our multivitamin, and I will take 2 of factor 4 because I also take 4 of these a day. So again, I have our D3, our multivitamin, and our factor 4. So I take that right after I eat. Then the day goes on, I have lunch. Then after lunch, I will come back and I will take 2 more of the factor 4. If you are one that is sensitive to the multivitamin, it is okay if you split the dose, 1 after breakfast, 1 after lunch. But a lot of times, like, you want to be taking these with food because a lot of them are fat soluble vitamins, which means you absorb more and better if you have food in the system. And also sometimes the multivitamin can cause maybe GI upset. The B vitamins can make you nauseous. So it's always helpful to have food in your belly. Okay, so then midday, sometimes usually around like 3 o'clock, that's when I go for my super reds. Just a little bit boost of energy, non-caffeinated, right? So it's not going to do anything interfering with sleep. But I combine that with another dose of my essential aminos because I'm very big about getting a few doses in a day, and dose number 2 of my collagen peptides because I like 2 of those a day. And then it comes bedtime, right? Have I gotten there? Yes. Then it comes to bedtime. I will take 2 of the magnesium before bed, and I will also take a dropper full of the 1,500 milligrams CBD. Hold it under my tongue for about 30 seconds before swallowing. Just helps increase the absorption. So that's basically our supplements here. And of course, our new essential oils. Typically, I'll tell my daily use of it. Where we're stuck. Okay, so the peppermint. I always use this as my breath mint. We just did the training on it too, is how you can use it, the aromatherapy to waken yourself up. So peppermint stays in my handbag because I'm using it all the time as a breath of fresh mouth. Where do we have lemon? I do love to put the lemon in my water. I really also love diffusing the combination of peppermint, lemon, and lavender. Very, very nice. The immunity blend, I will do a lot of times in a diffuser for like purifying the air, cleansing it. I also, if anybody is getting sick or the kids say that all these people are sick in their class, I start diffusing this like crazy and I'll use a carrier oil and I rub it on the insides of everybody's feet. Just an easy way. You could do the back of the neck too. Lavender, always diffuse at night before bed. And I also like to use a carrier oil. Our girls have made a few spray bottles with a little bit of water and essential oil that they spray around, which is great. The frankincense, we both are pretty keen on this, using this in a carrier, well, the carrier oil or jojoba oil or a facial oil, and we add this into it, helps with the lines, wrinkles, dark spots. Great stuff. I mean, there's so many uses for these. I'm just telling you how I literally incorporate them every day. And then my tea tree oil, I love doing it with my laundry. So I've been putting it a couple drops into the washer, but I also put it on my dryer balls for when I put everything in the dryer. So that's pretty much how I incorporate every single one of our supplements into the daily routine. So it's a lot, not to get overwhelmed by it. But again, you need to find what combination works for you. And the fact that a lot of these supplements can be combined together makes it so much easier. If you want to throw as much as you can in a smoothie and get it done, if that's the way that works for you, then do it. Like I said, I have, 4 of these that I put in my smoothie. So it makes it very easy. And then the 3 combination for the pre-workout. Okay, Ryan, I feel like that was a mouthful. And take it away.
All right, I'm up. So look, like anything else, it requires a plan. Hopefully you have organized your thoughts, and that way it becomes much more easier and more manageable. It does start the night before. Lisa said she gets up super early, but then planning starts the day before. So please watch our sleep optimization Zoom to talk, so you can learn a little bit more about setting that day up, because that's, of course, what your focus really should be. So we'll start first thing in the morning. Upon waking, I'm a heavy water drinker. I make sure I consume, I don't know, probably 40 ounces of water, probably first thing, if that, and then I'm an E3. So I like E3 first thing in the morning, fold it into
E3?
quarters.
Methylene blue.
Methylene blue. I'll fold it in half and then fold it in half again, and then put it on the back of the tongue and use water. And that way you're not getting a terribly blue stained mouth. So that's really the start of the day. Then prior to the gym, actually, you know what? I will do coffee or E3. I will do one or the other. I'm really sensitive to caffeine. So E3 or coffee. But prior to, like, 15 to 30 minutes before the gym, and there's really no real good reason why I use creatine before I do. I can use it after, like she said. But creatine, the essential aminos, and sometimes the super reds. Super reds is actually a great pre-workout because of all the nitric oxide precursors that are in that product as well. So that's before the gym. That's before your exercise. That's before, really, even if you're not working out, that's still a great routine. And then coming home, when I break my fast, I'm typically going for the protein. So I always will do the protein, the collagen, the greens, because Lisa does a pre-mix. She has a whole bunch of these things already pre-measured out. And so that'll go into a smoothie. But because I like to chew food, I also then will have some breakfast, whether it's a hard-boiled egg or some avocado. And so that it would be sort of the morning, break the fast. And then because I'm eating, same as Lisa, I am doing the multivitamin because of the fat soluble elements to it. I am doing the vitamin D3 because of the way it plays in the sleep-awake cycle. And it, again, is fat soluble. I also am doing my first 2 soft gels of factor 4. I take 6 a day. So 2 with the first meal. Then I'm good. I'm staying on my water intake. I'm taking frequent breaks from the desk or the computer. And then by lunchtime, I'm doing my second round of factor 4, so another 2 soft gels. Then I start my magnesium. So now I'm doing my first of 2 capsules of magnesium. I do that with lunch, and then we're good. And so we're moving in through snacks throughout the day. I always tell people, like, really an easy way to substitute a sugary beverage is to try the aminos or try the reds or do a collagen or even something else, but like a tea or something like that. But so what I do for a snack is I'll do the reds plus aminos. And then, of course, usually that time of day is when I'll use a peppermint essential oil, because that video we did about making it put on your neck and breathing it in deep, it's so invigorating. It's real great pick me up. So no need for caffeine. You have peppermint essential oil. All right. So that's the snack in the afternoon. Now I'm rolling into dinner. I've got my last magnesium and my last set of factor 4. So 2 more factor 4. So that's 6 for the day. And then after dinner, I tell you, it's funny. You won't believe this, but I use the protein for a dessert. Not every day, but most days. So just 1 scoop in water. You can make it more fancy if you want to, but that works for me. It's really, really delicious. And so that's or I'll do collagen because I think collagen can be taken more than once a day. Same with the protein, same with the essential aminos. Yeah, the collagen can be really great, especially if you're just starting collagen. You can try that loading dose for 30 or 60 days where you're taking it 2 or 3 times a day. And then bedtime, essential oils. I love what she said too, but using the lavender. And of course, I like the frankincense for the skincare routine. And that really wraps up sort of the product side of my day. I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's not. As a matter of fact, I know right away if I miss something, I get rushed. Yep, I did miss something. So
Right. So if you'll notice, I feel like the biggest difference between our supplementation is really magnesium.
Oh.
I struggle with sleep, so everything I do revolves around how to perfect my sleep. That's why I always take my 2. And Ryan likes to split it up for just the daily stress response, right? So it kind of starts it in the late afternoon and then before bed. So, again, you've got to find what works for you and don't look at all this and think, oh my gosh, this is so much. How do I get it all in? Because when you listen to us talk about it, it fits all in very easy, but you have to have it planned out. Use your, the pill container.
Oh,
So
yeah.
everything's already in there. Like I have one that's morning, afternoon, dinner, and night, and just kind of splits it all up. It's a little section of 4. Makes it very easy that now I don't even have to think about it. I just know my schedule and I know what mixes with what and how I do it and how it works. And that way you can be as healthy as you can be.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
There was a question: can you take E3 and Super Reds at the same time? Yes, you can. That's actually done quite a bit. The cool thing about the E3, if you alternate coffee or you like coffee, you don't have to. Here's what I will tell you: the E3, because it has caffeine, about 125 milligrams of caffeine, you really want to make sure you're not consuming that past 11 a.m. if you do have that normal bedtime cycle between 8 and 10 p.m. But be careful with that. That's a really big contributor to poor sleep if you consume caffeine late in the day.
Right.
So, but I love it as a pre-workout, or if you're just not working out that day, just for the focus in the enhanced, kind of mental aspect of it.
Right.
Super great. Super
Really
beneficial.
great. Yeah.
All right.
So again, I allow myself 2 caffeinated drinks a day and always trying to keep them in the first half. That's why pre-workout, I'm usually taking this about 5 o'clock in the morning. And then when I make my morning shake, that's, the coffee, my second caffeinated drink. And that's anywhere between 10 or I should say 9 and 11 when I decide to break my fast. That's when I get the second. But then that's 11 o'clock, no later, I've had my 2 caffeinated drinks. I know it's not going to interfere with my sleep. So there's definitely ways to get it all in.
Jenny asked if you can use frankincense directly on the face with a carrot oil. I do. You can spot check yourself and see how your skin reacts to it. I put it directly on my age spots and some under my eyes and around my face, and I love it. But I only do that like sometimes. But I always use the jojoba, like she says, as a carrier at night for like that full coverage of the face.
Right. Just remember, everybody's
Right.
different. Everybody's skin is different. So just find a little, spot to test, maybe like a little dot on the inside of your wrist and just see, because your inside the wrist is also a sensitive area. So you'll kind of know if you're going to be sensitive or if you should use the carrier oil with the frankincense.
Yeah. Nancy wants to know when the best time to take creatine is. You want to try that?
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, if working out, taking it in conjunction with working out, that's not necessary. But again, if working out, weren't we just reading something too, talking about post supplementation with it, also combining it with some type of like carbohydrate source. So just maybe like right after your workout, before you're going to eat food, right? So then it's all there. But if you're not working out, I mean, anytime a day you can take it. So beneficial for brain health. Like that's what we keep pushing because it's not just about working out. So many brain health benefits of creatine.
Yeah, just remember you're replenishing the stores. So there's a storage basically facility in the cells for creatine. So timing matters, but it's not that important. But yeah, they're
right.
Yeah.
I used E3 for the first time this week. It's an amazing product. I'm hooked.
Yeah, me too.
Love it. Tell me about it. I mean, we are getting some really great testimonials on it, which is so cool. Love hearing it. I don't know. Any other questions? Yeah. So if you guys do have further questions about routine, please email me, Lisa@livegood.com. But this will get up on our YouTube channel. So again, you can easily share this with others, use it for yourself to help everybody get on a nice, well-balanced routine of all of our Live Good supplements.
So there was a question here. Says, is it taking all these supplements too much for a 71-year-old? Like Lisa said earlier, what works best for you, right? I mean, to each their own in a way, right? So figure out what it is that works best for you. But as far as the way they're designed to, they can all work together in harmony, and there's absolutely no issue with it.
Right. I think, you know, as we age, we actually need more.
Sure.
Okay. But our bodies are also more sensitive.
Right.
So I would just say start small, let your body get adjusted. So maybe you start with the Daily Essentials pack and Factor 4, and then your body's adjusted. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to throw in super reds and super greens, get my antioxidant load. Little by little, put them in. And that way, say you were sensitive to something, you know, right there what caused it, because you're slowly adding them in, as opposed to starting everything at once. And then maybe your body tells you, gives you some feedback, and you're like, now what? Then you got to start all over, kind of do the whole elimination thing. So start slow, add them all in.
Good advice. All right, awesome. I think that's it.
I was going to add essential. Yes, E3 super reds, essential aminos can all be combined into one if desired. Some ingredients overlap, so you can split them, but again, it's about what works for you and your schedule and getting everything in.
Okay, guys, that wraps up our Monday.
Yes. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys. See you next time. Bye now.